Hello and welcome back to my channel E-Math. This is Asma Siddiqui bringing up a new topic, integers, in front of you. We have already spoken about algebra and today I am going to take up a new topic, integers. Let's talk about natural numbers first. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers is the smallest set of numbers which start from 1 and goes infinitely to right hand side of the number line. So now you must be wondering what a number line is. Let's see. If we draw a line like this and we mark here a 1, that means if we are not marking an arrow on the left hand side, that means the starting number here is 1 and then a 2, a 3, a 4 and so on. So this arrow indicates that this natural number are going to move infinitely to the right side. That's why we say that we have infinite natural numbers. What if we include whole numbers? Whole numbers is again another set of numbers which always starts from 0. Means it is a set of natural numbers including a 0. So if I just increase a limit of the line and mark a 0 here, I can say that these are now whole numbers. Whole numbers being represented on a number line. Now let's talk about integers. Integers is another set of numbers, we can say a bigger set of numbers which includes both positive and negative numbers. So that means if we have to go towards the left of the number line, that means just because 0 we don't have any predecessor in case of whole numbers, but if we say what is the predecessor of 0 in case of integers, now what happens is when you move towards the left we start having the negative numbers. So this is what integers is. It's a bigger set of numbers having both positive and negative integers. Now the 0, if we talk about the 0, 0 is always taken as neutral. It is neither positive nor negative. Now as I showed you on the number line that when we were moving towards the right on the number line, the numbers were increasing. So we had 1 after the 0, that means 1 is bigger than 0. If we see minus 1 and 0, which number was on the right? It was 0 which was on the right. I'll just draw a small number line and I'll show you the positive and the negative number both. One thing to keep in mind is always remember that if a number is on the right side of any number, that means that number is bigger. So if you see the number line, this 0 is on the right of this minus 1, that means 0 is bigger than minus 1. 0 is bigger than all the negative integers. And you can also say that minus 1 is the biggest negative integer. Whereas positive 1 is the smallest integer. Or you can say a positive number. 1 is the smallest positive number. Why are we talking about integers? Are they really used in real life? The answer is yes. We might not notice that we are actually using these integers in our real life. But the thing is, if you are going to a mall or if you are using a lift in a building or anywhere else, you must have seen minus 1, minus 2 written over there. What does that mean? It means that you are going beyond 0, beyond the ground level. You are going below it. So if the ground level is taken as 0, when you are moving down the ground level, it becomes minus 1 and minus 2 and minus 3. So this is the most common example which I am giving because everybody nowadays goes to the mall or must have used a lift. And lifts always have these numbers because basements are there in all the buildings. So minus 1 mostly all the lifts have. So this minus 1 is an integer. Okay. Positive numbers we all know it is being used in like unknowingly or knowingly we know that how positive numbers we are using. But minus 1 is also, negative numbers are also something that we are using in our real lives, but we don't realize that we have used it. So I have given you one example. Similarly, you can talk about like a profit and loss. If somebody is gaining in selling something, there is a positive thing coming up. But what if a loss is there? If a loss is there, that will be taken as a negative integer. Similarly, if you are going to a bank and depositing some money, what is actually happening? You are adding on money in the bank, that means it will be taken as positive. But if you are withdrawing it, that means an amount is being deducted from your bank. So that's how we use negative integers in our real lives. Now, I'll just explain you how to order negative numbers. Okay, so let's take a group of negative numbers, -6, -1, -8, and let's take a positive integer 2. Now, if we have to arrange them in ascending order is moving from smaller to bigger. Now, if you see this set of numbers, we have this -8 as the smallest, because as I told you that if you mark all these numbers on a number line, this -8 will be on the leftmost side of it. So that means -8 is the smallest number. And if you start moving towards the right of -8, you will see that -6 is coming in the number line. After -6, you can see -1. And now we have already arranged the negative integers, the positive ones that are left. It's only one number right now, so you can simply write 7. This is how we order integers. In case of negative numbers, please check. The bigger the number is, having a minus sign will be considered the smallest, and as you move counting towards the right, you will see that the numbers, although the number is decreasing, but its value is increasing. Like -8 is smaller than -7, then -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, and then positive numbers start. Positive numbers is easier to compare because this is something which you all are doing from grade 1. But negative integers are introduced in grade 6, so children often get confused, why are we using these negative numbers? It is important to know about it, that's why we are studying about integers. Okay, now let's take up some operations on integers. We'll start from the very basic. As I told you that integers is a set of numbers having both positive and negative numbers in it. So I'm going to take first only the positive numbers because this is something that everybody knows. So let's take two positive integers and add them. Plus 53 plus 37. Now, whichever sign is written in front of the number, it means that the number is positive. You see this sign, this belongs to this 53. This sign belongs to 37. That means here both the numbers are positive. And in case of positive integers, we basically do not put a plus sign if it is there in front of the question. So we'll ignore this plus sign and take only plus in the between, so that we know that we are adding them. It's clear that this number is a positive integer. Now I will add these numbers. You will get a 0 here and then you will get a 9 here. That means our answer is coming as 90 and it is also positive. There is no need to put a plus sign because we usually don't put it. Because you have been doing additions and we never put a plus sign if the answer is coming like this. So this was simple addition. There was no negative integer in it. Now I'll just explain you, if we have one positive and one negative integer, how can we work on it. Let's take the same numbers, 53 minus 37. 53 minus 37, if you are going to do it, you will simply subtract it the way you do it. 13 minus 7 is 6, 4 minus 3 is 1. Our answer is a positive 16. Always remember that we always take the sign of the bigger number in the answer. So if you see these two numbers, 53 is positive and it is bigger than 37. So you will subtract the numbers, but you will take the sign of the bigger number. Since 53 is a bigger number and its sign is positive, that's why our answer is also positive. Now, what if I would have written 37 minus 53? We have taken the same numbers, only reverse the signs. Now 37 is a positive one and 53 is a negative one. You will be subtracting it the same way as you have done it here. The only change that you will be having is that your answer will be a negative number in this case. As I told you that we take up the sign of the bigger number. So see the bigger number, that is 53, and the sign of it is minus. So answer will remain 16. The change that it will be there is that it is going to have a minus sign. So I'll be telling you some rules that how you have to go on with the integers. I have drawn a table here where I'll just show you that how you are going to deal with the two signs. If it is like two positive signs are there in the question, you will simply add the numbers and the answer will also be a positive number. You can say we take the sign of a bigger number in answer. I will mention. So in answer we take the sign of the bigger numbers in both, since both the terms are positive, you will be adding them up and your answer will be a positive number. If one is plus, one is minus, the operation that you are going to carry out is subtraction. Okay, you will be subtracting it and you will take the sign of the bigger number. Okay, now if two negative signs are there in the question, the operation that you will take up in the between the terms is going to be addition, and the same thing you are going to take the sign of the bigger number in the answer. And in case first number is negative and the other one is positive, you will do subtraction and you will take the sign of the bigger number. This is something very, very important. If you miss any of the rule, you are going to do it wrong. So if you just mug it up like anything, then you will never go wrong with the integers. And this is something very important because integers are somehow related with algebra. In algebra, we use negative and positive terms. So it's important to learn integers and then you can carry on with your algebra part also. So please remember this table, that how you have to take up. This is the questioning thing, this is the operation that you are going to carry on, and the signs that you will be putting up in the answers. So that was the case of addition and subtraction, that how you take up the signs, how you deal with the signs. If we take some more examples like 60 plus minus 20. Now if such a question comes in front of you, make sure that you are solving the two signs, because whenever two signs are written together, that means they have to be solved first. And obviously bracket removal is important, so let's do that. 60 will be written as it is. Now this plus and minus, we have to deal with these two signs. As I told you in the previous part that I drawn the table and showed it to you, if a plus and a minus sign comes together, you have to subtract and then you can write down this 20. Never write two signs together. Even if it is there in the question, in the next step you will be first solving the signs, you will just write one sign in between the numbers and then carry on whatever operation is going to be. So now it's become simple subtraction. So 60 minus 20 is 40. So this is our answer. Now let's take up the same numbers. 60 minus 20. Again the two signs are coming together. We need to solve them first. This will be 60. Minus and minus will become a plus and then a 20 will come. Then 60 plus 20 is the answer. So you can see the difference by yourself, that when the two signs were positive and negative, both were the opposite of signs, we solved them and we got a minus sign here. And we subtracted and got the answer. Then we took the same numbers, different signs. In place of plus, I have taken a minus here. So when minus and minus are coming together, we simply write a plus sign in between. So this is how we do it. Now I am going to write the same numbers with, just see the signs how I am going to put it up. As I told you that the numbers are going to be same, 60 and 20. I'll just take this 60 as minus and this 20 also as minus. So now you don't have to actually solve them because these two numbers are having their individual signs. This sign is for 60 and this sign is for 20. They both are having for themselves. Now, keeping this thing in mind, okay, when two minus signs are there in the question, we have to add them up. So you will be doing it mentally that we have to add them up, but you will not write that thing in the next step that 60 plus 20 we have to do. No, that will change the sign of the question only then. You will simply add them up. 60 plus 20 is 80 by taking the sign in the answer, because we take the sign of the bigger number and 60 is bigger here and the sign is negative. So we have got the answer as minus 80. You can just mention here that minus into minus is plus. When two minus signs are there in the question, we just add them up. And that's how we carry on with the integers. So that is all for integers for today. I'll come up with more topics of integers in the next video. Keep watching, keep learning.